I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say.
Hi everyone, I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News. Thank you very much for joining me. Welcome back. Imagine endless fields of green, not wheat or corn, but something far more sinister. In the heartland of America's breadbasket, Oklahoma has been quietly overrun by illegal marijuana farms operated by Chinese nationals with deep ties to organized crime and possibly the Chinese Communist Party itself. What started as a medical marijuana boom in 2018 has exploded into $15 billion black market nightmare, shipping tons of pot across the U.S. and funneling cash back to China. Today I'm diving into this hidden invasion that I just recently found out about that's sparking national security alarms. It all began when Oklahoma legalized medical cannabis, with no limits on licenses or plant counts. Easy pickings for foreign operators. Fast forward to today, officials estimate that 85% of the state's 2,000 active grow sites are Chinese owned or run. These aren't small-time growers. They're sophisticated networks using fraud, straw owners, and even military-adjacent land to cultivate massive hauls. In 2024 alone, authorities seized over 1.5 billion in illegal weed exported from Oklahoma, much of it destined for the East Coast black market. I found an article on US Today from 2020 where a Chinese citizen was talking about how people can make a fortune in Oklahoma, and you can too. Lin, speaking in Mandarin, told a crowd of about 30 potential investors gathered for a PowerPoint presentation at a Chinese cultural center on December 5th. The return on investment is as high as 1,200%. Lin explained eagerly, finance one greenhouse and you walk away with $300,000. 3 greenhouses will make you a millionaire. The year was 2020. Who was in office? Biden. I can't help but think about all the money that the CCP gave to the Biden family and then was given to Joe Biden. Did he know about this and was he somehow involved or their family involved? The Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics is busting 15 ops a day, but it's like whack-a-mole. Chinese gangs dodge resistancy rules, launder money through casinos, and exploit immigrant workers in brutal conditions. 15-hour shifts in scorching greenhouses, no heat in freezing winters, and threats of violence. One tragic case, a 57-year-old Jiana Zeng, a Chinese immigrant, collapsed from heat exhaustion after nonstop labor and later died. His family left begging for answers. But the real horror? National security risks. One farm sits suspiciously close to McAllister Ammo Plant, home to a third of America's stockpile. The Pentagon is investigating. These operations aren't just growing weed, they're linked to human trafficking, sex rings, illegal gambling, and murders. Back in 2022, what was called the Kingfisher County quadruple homicide. 4 Chinese workers were gunned down in a garage stacked with pot, and it was tied to gang turf war straight out of a crime thriller. Federal convictions are piling up. In January of this year, 2 Chinese nationals got 20 years combined for trafficking 28 tons from a single Oklahoma grow site. Lawmakers from both parties are sounding the alarm. In September this year, Oklahoma's top narc told Congress, Chinese organized crime have overrun the state. crossing borders with sophistication beyond local cops. A bipartisan letter to the DOJ demanded probes into CCP connections, fearing billions in profits are bolstering Beijing influence ops right here at home. So who's fighting back? State crackdowns have slashed license ops from 14,000 to 5,000 since 2021, with new laws banning multi-farm addresses and foreign land buys. A federal task force is in the works. Think RICO Act, those types of charges. Chinese translators and money laundering experts to hit the big bosses, not just farmhands. Critics say it's not enough. Defense attorney called for hard caps on growing sizes to make enforcement feasible. And get this, a Chinese diplomat even visited these crime groups in Oklahoma, highlighting the growing U.S.-China tensions. Yet, as one sheriff put it, they just moved to the next licensed site. Without federal muscle, these CCP shadowed empires keep thriving, turning Oklahoma's prairies into profit pipelines for foreign foes. This should be a wake-up call for Americans. Legal loopholes let cartels in, but unity can shut them out. Share this if you're shocked like I was, because tomorrow it could be in your backyard, or on your streets, or even in your children's schools and other places there in your community. Things have gotten so bad here in the U.S. Just this month, Oklahoma narcotic officials told Congress $153 billion worth of marijuana is unaccounted for and likely leaving the state for the black market in other states. As many as 85% of licensed growers there have connections with Chinese owners or operators, and that was according to Mark Woodward, information officer with the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics. Since 2022, the state has shut down more than 6,000 illegal growing operations. Most U.S. states have made marijuana legally available, but taxes and regulations have pushed up the price, leaving an opening for black market sales. Between March of 2024 and March of this year, medical marijuana dispensaries sold 1.7 million pounds of marijuana in Oklahoma. But according to Anderson, director of the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, farms licensed to grow report growing 87 million plants of marijuana with a typical yield of about 1 pound per plant. So they're growing, or they have available 87 million pounds of marijuana, and only 1.7 million pounds was sold. So where's the rest of it going, right? Anderson told Congress on September 18th that marijuana produced by 85 million plants is unaccounted for. That amount is worth $153 billion, according to state estimates. It is unknown where all the unaccounted product went, because Oklahoma does require that a person lives there for at least 2 years before they can get a license to be a grower. They often get what's called straw owners to fraudulently obtain an Oklahoma license. In one case, one Oklahoma man is registered as owning 300 farms. The vast majority of these grow sites have a Chinese connection. According to Woodward, currently there are 1,995 active farms in the state, and 85% are Chinese operated or owned. So I would like to know who is tying the hands of federal and local sheriff, state police officials. In their investigation, the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics has documented transfers to the Bank of China, as well as connections to Chinese regime-owned businesses. So what are your thoughts? Please put your comments down below. This isn't limited just to Oklahoma. It's also a big problem in other states. I stumbled across an article about New Mexico. Please put your comments down below. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.